Hello nerds, today is Monday, February the 4th, and that means it is time for the 35th game in the Meditate. Today's game was created by Freya Campbell, and she's left a blurb for us, so I'll read it out for you now. 4th of February. I made the drive from the conservative country I've lived in for 23 years to Bristol, where I will live for the foreseeable future. As I make the final few miles of the journey, I see pride flags hanging out of first floor windows on the high street, and I know I've made the right choice to move here. I am among my people. I am among friends. Aww, that's really sweet. Okay, well, so let's have a look at the game. There we go. Okie dokie. What have we got here then? Right, I see. Okay, so we've got a bridge, what I assume is a river. Something in between, I'm not sure what that is. Looks like land of some kind, I don't know. And some stuff going on here, I don't know what that is. But yeah, this looks like a doodle of perhaps the view that Freya saw as she came into Bristol. I don't know. Okay, so that's a road there, that's a motorway. I have no idea what this is, I don't have a clue. No, I can't make that out, I'll come back to that. Okay, that is most definitely a road. So we've got a road, we've got cars and trucks and etc. They look like trees and a fence. I'm not certain. Either way, that's sort of trees and stuff. I don't know what's on this side. Possibly buildings, possibly more trees. I don't know. Okay, so I think we're still journeying into Bristol here. Looks really nice actually. Okay, so we've got a bridge. That's very obviously a bridge. Looks like a ferry or something going under it. Land. Is that land as well over here? I assume it is. I assume that's land. So this must be what goes out into the Bristol Channel. Okay. And okay, they look like houses. So this must be in Bristol as well. These look more like shops, so I assume like a high street. Oh, okay. You can only click on the white bits or the area immediately around the white bits. If you try to click on just a black bit, it does not move the scene forward. So, okay, that's interesting. Boop. Okay. So this is obviously the moment she saw the pride flags. So that's cool. I like how that's the only colour that's actually in this entire game. I think it sells the significance that these had on Freya. Coming into Bristol, it was a city. I get the impression with the art style, maybe it was just a time constraint thing, maybe it was just quick and easy to do it this way, but my perception of it is it didn't impact her. It wasn't anything special. It was just passing noise. She was driving past. It was a city, there was roads, there was some pretty sights like the channel, but the fact that this is the only bit in colour, to me, seems to paint that this, obviously this is a very significant moment, but it also shifted her perspective of the city quite sharply, I think. I think that's really interesting. I really like what she's done there. It could have just, that may have been nothing to do with the art style, maybe, like I said, it's just art constraint. Maybe she's not a very good drawer, because to be fair, this is what I would do to get around the fact that I'm a terrible drawer. So, what's next anyway? Nothing next. Okay, so I assume that's the end then. Fair enough. So, I've looked at Freya's portfolio sites and I've played one of her games, a game called The Tower, and that seems to go a lot more into her life story leading up to the point of her becoming female. So I have a little bit more context to the circumstance of this game than the game itself gives you. I hope she won't mind me talking about this, but it's in her game either way, the Tower. Play that. I'll leave a link to her portfolio site along with her Twitter below. In the game, she talks about how young she was when she realised that she was female, and how her family was very dismissive of it, and if I remember correctly, somewhat hostile to it. So she spent years kind of lying to herself, trying to put on this man facade because that's what she would be accepted for. I can't imagine. Well, I can only imagine. I couldn't possibly relate to how amazing it would be to go through life experiencing something so harsh and so difficult and so oppressing, to walk into a city. I assume she was out by that point. Is that the right term to use? I don't know. Forgive me if I've used that incorrectly. And to walk into a place from a conservative land that she was from. I don't know where she was from. That detail I haven't been able to find anywhere. But to walk around in a city like that, in a world that's shown you nothing but hostility for who you are, to look up and to see those flags welcoming you, I can only dare to imagine what that feeling would be like. And the main reason I mentioned the other work she did in regards to this game is because I think knowing that history gives that moment a lot more impact, a lot more weight, a lot more significance. So I thought I did feel I wanted to share that, just to kind of amp up just how special that moment must have been for her. But to walk into a place where you know nobody and immediately be greeted and have that message put forward to you, you're welcome here, you are accepted here, that's really, really beautiful. So Freya makes a lot of small indie games. Like I said, I'll leave a link to her portfolio below. Her games dabble in sci-fi, LGBT issues. There's probably some social commentary ones on there. Her profile's called Communist Sister, so I'd be surprised if there's nothing about socialism or politics in general in there. But a lot of her games, if not all of her games, I haven't checked all of her games, so I don't know, seem to be non-violent, which is always actually very interesting for me to see. And like I said, I highly recommend checking out The Tower, and she's recently done a sequel for it called The House of God, so I'm going to try and check those out later as well if I get the time. So a huge thank you to Freya for making today's game, and thank you for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care.